Welcome back everyone to another outing trackside. This morning on Saturday, April 17th, we're heading out to the CSX S-Line, specifically in Dade City. With help from a few friends, we got word of K422 leaving Tampa just after 10 a.m. with that same Kansas City Southern and Ferramix power. So it was eastbound on State Road 52 to the Dade City Depot, where benches and air conditioning awaited. What you're hearing now is the CSX dispatcher giving K422 track authority from the south end of Knight Siding to St. Catherine, about a 50-mile stretch of northbound trackage. With this being said, another train being Q452 would be stopped in the Vitus Super Siding about 7 miles south to wait on 422 to pass him. In a matter of minutes though, here came K422 speeding north. With a friendly crew and great power, K422 heads northbound towards Bensonville, Illinois, back to the Canadian Pacific. By now, most of you should probably know that the Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern have merged into the namesake Canadian Pacific Kansas City Railway. That's one of the many reasons we came out to catch this train again, was that the leader, KCS number 4699, is going to be repainted when it gets back into a KCS shop. Whether this locomotive will sport the new merger paint scheme or just a new coat of red, yellow, and black, it's unknown, but we all know it'll be a while until one of these return to Central Florida. About 15 minutes later, it's Q452's turn to pass the cameras, with a long train of South Florida freight behind. This train terminates in CSX's Hialeah yard in Miami and works Okeechobee on its way north, making a stop in Winston to drop off and pick up cars. Today he made a massive pickup, giving him an excess of 10,000 feet and delaying him enough to catch him in good lighting. Today, Q452 is his normal self, with sulfur tanks, box cars for Saddle Creek Logistics, phosphate hopper cars, loaded rock from Miami, and empty auto racks from Palm Center. Business must be picking up, as it's rare to see a DPU on a Florida mixed freight train. Q452 would meet his southbound counterpart near Wildwood, but after that, Q453 would have the main line cleared for him. Today, 453 had a quick stop in Wildwood, making him a little bit earlier than usual. But hey, with a Y&2 leader, we'll take it. Q453 is a daily manifest of mixed freight for Wildwood, Winston, but mostly Miami. He comes out of Waycross in the early morning, runs south on the S-Line, makes a left turn into the Vitus subdivision toward Lakeland, and makes his drop-offs there. Then he continues east and takes a right turn in Auburndale, then down to Okeechobee. When he wraps up his duties there, he finishes the last leg of his journey to Miami. It usually takes 2 crews to complete the 430-mile trip. Nevertheless, this train's been running daily since the Seaboard days. .453 usually brings quite a lot of loaded auto racks south, and today was no exception. These racks are destined for Palm Center near Auburndale, where a local from Winston will deliver them. Looks like a lot of cars are being sold, as 15 cars can fit in each auto rack, and today there must have been over 50 of them. By now, my friend Dakota had shown up to hang out, and it was only about a 20-minute wait until another southbound headlight appeared. The skies cleared up to make a perfect sunny side shot, and rolling down the hill is CSX local train A782. A782 is a local freight that terminates in Wildwood Yard and can run anywhere between Ocala and Zephyr Hills. Today we got lucky, and after switching out Calamine and Lacucci, 782 was heading down to Lumberton, near Vitus, to switch his last few customers, and this crew wasn't wasting any time getting there. Whoosh! Just as quickly 782 had gotten here, he was gone. About 45 minutes later, we heard a very interesting conversation between the dispatcher and A782. He told him that he was putting him into the Lumberton siding, which is part of the Vitus Super siding, to wait on another southbound that was nearing Lacucci. Sure enough, the south end Dade City signal showed an all clear, but this was no regular time for any daily southbound through Central Florida, and that's because it's not a regular train. Barreling south is X603. The X prefix stands for an extra train move that he is, and the 603 is his ID. The usual Q603 arrives in Winston around 2 a.m. each morning, but there must have been enough traffic for CSX to warrant the regular Q603 too long and inefficient. So they assembled the extra Q603 with some special foreign motors pulling and pushing. It was a pretty lucky catch to see this guy in good lighting, as sometimes extras can run in the dead of night. This train was a little over 7,000 feet, and for an extra, that's pretty good. Winston will be pretty busy tonight, as locals will take the hoppers and tanks into the Bone Valley and the boxcars into Lakeland. The action would die down after this train, so we decided to head back home, as the sun was making this day even hotter. Huge thanks to my buddy Dakota for the meetup and all the info on these trains. I had a great time. But until next time, whether it's on the high iron or an HO scale, this is Christian from Multicolor Films. End of transmission.